Let's see. Is my mic working? Check, check. Yeah, my mic's on. Hello, everybody. What a day. What a world. Today is September 11th. I believe it's the 24th anniversary of the brutal attack on our country. And people are, let's see, we can shut this down. People are honoring our civilians who were murdered that day by Al Qaeda. I saw a brief clip of Trump. I think he was at the Pentagon, and his face looked like it was drooping on one side, and he didn't seem very aware. I don't know what's going on with him. Melania was sitting next to him, rigid and stone-faced, and it was a vast difference between the two. I mean, she clearly is not he is clearly not on the ball, I guess I should just say. I wish that 9/11 had never happened, and I wish more so that our president at the time, Bush, and Dick Cheney hadn't lied to the American people and got us into a war in Iraq over lies. And I wish more than anything that the people in the families of the people who perished that day, I wish they hadn't had to go through the tragedy. I mean, it was horrible for all of America, but more horrible for them. And then the firefighters and first responders who got ill and aren't being helped like they should be. I think that Biden did try to help them, but I think that recently some of that help went away under Trump. So there's that. And so I just wanted to bring that up. It's not being very prominently reported on today like it usually is every year. And I thought that was odd. And maybe I'm just not catching the right streams. Yesterday there was a shooting in Colorado near Columbine at a school, and 3 people, that includes the shooter, were shot. I did hear something today that the shooter had passed away, and I don't know what's going on with the other 2 kids. But I also heard that there's already been over 40 shootings at schools, and school is just getting started this year. I mean, it's the guns. It's the guns, people. It's not mental illness. It's the guns. People can get their hands on guns, and people get killed. And it was ironic that Charlie Kirk was talking about shootings and mass shootings. At the moment, he was shot and killed. I don't condone any of it. I wasn't a big Charlie Kirk fan, and I make no secret of that. But I don't believe that shooting him was an answer to anything. And I was very, I was very upset at the rhetoric that was happening about blaming people on the left because they don't know who the shooter is at this moment. And so, how are you, as the prominent people on the left, coming out and saying it was the Dems or the radical left? Look, get your facts first before you start pointing fingers. And because one person went out and did a horrific act to someone else, don't blame a whole party of people. Make America great again. Are we great yet? I don't think so. I think we're in a world of shit. I think that internally we are in turmoil. Our government is attacking our citizens. Think about that. The people in charge of our government right now are using their power to come in and attack citizens and take away citizens' rights. And this is serious crap. You can't say we're great if you're taking away our rights. You can't say we're great if the proposed president of the United States stands in a church and says, "Oh, men shouldn't get in trouble if they're getting a little tiff with the wifey." I mean, domestic abuse against women and men is real. It's a real thing. It's out there. Women get killed all the time by their spouses, and rarely it's the other way around, but it does happen. And if it's not an out-and-out killing, it's emotional abuse or physical abuse that doesn't kill you. I mean, you already took away our right to protect, make decisions about our own bodies. The Supreme Court did that, thank you. And they want to take away a woman's right to vote. They want a woman barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, doing their man's bidding. Well, I think that ship has sailed. Women who grew up in my time have these rights, and we're not going to let them take them away. I don't know how we're going to stop them, but we're going to stop them. And then I want to talk about these ICE raids. I saw a video of a little girl just crying her eyes out because they took her dad. And she kept saying, "He didn't do anything wrong. I want my daddy," crying and crying. I don't care who you are, if you're on the right or the left. How can you look at that and say, "Wow, this is a really great thing we're doing"? Trump went around the country bragging and boasting about he was going after gang members and the worst of the worst. And that was never the plan. That was a pretext for the plan. But what they're actually doing, and with the Supreme Court's approval again, is they're racial profiling people. And if you are brown or you speak a different language, you're fair game. And God help you if you don't have proof on you that you belong here. And God help you if you are going to your court appointment to get legal nowadays, because they're waiting outside courthouses and they have judges that are just say no to you, and you walk out the door and they arrest you and ship you away. None of this is making America great. Around the world, people are watching and they are appalled at what's happening here in America. Um, we have to get a grip on the gun violence. And I'm sorry, but it's the fucking guns. There are more guns in our society than there are people right now. We don't need to be armed to the teeth like this. I I think that if a man wants to, or a woman wants to have a gun to go hunting, or wants to have some protection, maybe they live out in the country or whatever and want to have protection, or put your animals down when need be, or whatever you need the gun for, is fine. But you don't need to have guns that shoot off many, many rounds and are capable of killing many civilians. You don't need it. You don't need to have this many guns in our society. And until you can get a grip on that, or we can get a grip on that, I don't see anything changing. Um, I wish, I wish America would live up to its promises: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All men are created equal, but that's not what's happening now. We have a government that is actually attacking our own country, attacking businesses, attacking schools, attacking media. And if you don't understand why freedom of the press is important, maybe you should look into that one too, because it's like a fourth rail to keep our government in check. And some media have just capitulated to this guy, and just so they can stay in business. And colleges have capitulated, law firms have capitulated. If we don't have a rule of law in this country, then things are going to get really, really bad. And we can't have a rule of law in this country when you have stacked a Supreme Court who's going to go along with anything you want, and you have a president who breaks the laws, and cabinet members who break the laws, and then the vice president uh, saying what he said about the shooting of that boat near Venezuela. I don't give a shit if it's a war crime. How do you deal with people like this? I mean, for the love of God, I don't give a shit. They show no proof that this boat had drug smugglers on it. Have given no proof to anybody. They just say it, and they murdered 11 people on that boat. They could have been fishermen for all we know. I mean, if you had legitimate cause and you thought this was a boat with drugs on it, some of the things I've heard pointed out were a small boat like that would not have 11 people on it. They would have a couple people on it so there would be more room for the drugs. Also, the boat didn't have enough gas to go to the United States, so there was no way that was going to be happening. Also, protocol would say you stop this boat, you shoot out the engine, not blow it up, and then you take these people into custody if there is in fact drugs on that boat. So I really wish all this madness would stop. I don't know about you all, but it's it's exhausting. And I've heard some people recently say, well, it is too exhausting, I just can't do it. um, I, I can't choose sides on this. People are getting upset about all kinds of things. Well, yeah, people are getting upset because you are tromping on their rights and you're villainizing people. remember, I don't remember what group of people it was, but, just like Vance making up this crap about they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people. I mean, all of that crap was just crap. It wasn't real. And yeah, some people are getting upset over crap, but some people are getting upset over real harm that is being caused to our country. It's not like everything is fake. And if you want to, you can go find the truth. You can find court records that, say, yeah, Trump was guilty on 34 counts in New York for fraud. And he was found guilty for E. Jean Carroll. And hey, Amp, how you doing? You going to bed? Good to see you. I'm just on a little rant here. Not really a rant, but what's going on in the world. He must be somewhere else because it's like only 2:00 here and you're going to bed. I do appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, dark times. It is. I hope that we get through this. Okay, so I've talked about how we have problems inside our country, but there are also external problems. And Putin sent drones into, my brain, Poland. Putin sent, I think, 19 drones into Poland and trying to say that was an accident. Well, drones are very precise, and yeah, maybe one, maybe two would be believable, but 19? I think what's happening there is Putin is testing to see how far he can get away with things. And I know that some people don't believe that this war with Ukraine will go any further than that. But everybody who is in military, who is in the know about these things, have said for a long time now that he's not going to stop with Ukraine. He wants to rebuild the Russian Empire. And I listened to a lot of people who would know about these things. I mean, people who worked in intelligence that have been let go because they won't fall in line with the narrative of whatever Trump's going on about. But so I'm just I'm worried there is going to be a big shift in power across the world. And you saw the summit that Putin had with Kim Jong-un and Xi and the leader of India, I'm sorry. And you compare that to the little summit that Trump had with Putin, and we looked ridiculous. The United States looked ridiculous. You had Trump just fawning all over Putin, had our troops down on their knees rolling out a red carton for Putin, who is a war criminal. Make no mistake. So I don't know about all that, but I think that we need to be able to keep our eye on the ball. We have to keep our eye on the ball, and it's really. I'm sorry, I'm looking for something. If we keep getting distracted by the madness here, we might be looking the wrong way when trouble comes. And here I found it. And that could be a big problem for the United States. We've got, I think, so many problems. I mean, they don't want to recognize vaccines now. And Florida has said it's not mandatory for children, and you can't get a vaccine unless you see your doctor, which I'm sorry, I have health issues, and now I'm going to have to go see a doctor and get a prescription just before I could just go to my pharmacy and say, yeah, give me my shot. People with health issues, elderly people, children. I mean, it's total craziness what's happening with the vaccines. Got some kind of victory? What was that? And I'll wait a minute and see if he replies. What were I say? Yeah, we just need to get a grip. We need to pay more attention to external threats, and we need to deal with the internal ones. So, hopefully, the resistance, the on the 18th, there's going to be a big rally, and the pushback will wake people up, and we can win the midterms and take back the House and maybe the Senate. I mean, there's been some really great elections lately that I think there was one in Virginia where the Republican got totally wiped out. And then we had in Iowa 2 recent wins in red parts of the state, deep red parts of the state. And Joni Ernst announced she's not going to run again, and Kim Reynolds, the governor, is dropping out or not running again. So these are positive signs, I think, bellwether of what's to come for the Republican Party. There was a time when I didn't have a problem with Republican people in office. There were some good Republicans, some bad. But now they just are all bending over themselves to do whatever dear Donald wants. And I'm afraid what he wants is not good for our country. And I know that the Supreme Court thing didn't happen overnight. It was something Republicans have been working on through dark money to buy a Supreme Court in their favor. And their Supreme Court is doing their job. So they're giving Trump a lot of leadway. So it's concerning times. And if you look at history, it'll be a hard time for a while, but I think we'll get through it. I think that we will prevail, and I think the people that are pulling this stuff and taking away people's rights and breaking the law, I think that we're going to have like Nuremberg trials, but here I think that's what's going to happen. So these are just my thoughts. I'm not an authority on anything, but I think about how cruel America has become. Cruelty seems to be the point, and it's kind of mind-bending to me that people can be so cruel. Anyway, empirism, empire, imp. I'm glad you stopped by. I don't usually stream at this time, but I just had a lot on my chest, and wanted to talk it out and maybe play some guitar later on, chill out, sing a few songs. But for now, that was all I really had to say. Thanks for stopping by, Imp. Please like and subscribe and share. You probably already subscribed. Well, you're making raised eyebrows at me. Yeah, we got to have a victory. Alrighty. So thank you again for coming, and thanks for listening out there in the world. Yes, we do. We hope for a better world. I hope that kindness and decency and honesty and law prevails. And I hope those that are trampling on people's rights have to pay for their crimes. As a woman, I will not stop fighting. I have my reasons. They are many. And stay in the fight, people. Get out there on the 18th. Do whatever you can. If you can't get out there, make a meme or something. Make a sign and stick it in your yard. Something. Okay, everybody have a good day. And you all take care. Bye.